music. And this is Mike. Mike's he's the boss. He's kind of in charge about what's going on around here with his team of fellow musicians and crafters and all sorts of people at this fantastic building. Now I've been having a look around, and it's like a little, it's like a maze. It's a rabbit warren of loads of different rooms. Can you give us, and obviously you've got the shop here, can you give us a bit of an example about what would go on here on a normal day?
Sure, yeah. We're a community music place. So what happens is we have people who come in for tuition, for one-to-one lessons with some freelance tutors that we work with. We also run lots of clubs and sessions and workshops, everything from folk, jazz, bluegrass, ukuleles.
What's bluegrass?
Bluegrass. Bluegrass is it's a kind of think sort of country music, but with a twist, really.
Oh, okay.
It's very popular in the States, but it's become increasingly popular in the UK. There's a big bluegrass movement in the UK now.
Oh, right, okay.
And there's a group formed here about probably 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's developed into quite a big thing. So we're very happy to be involved in all of that. So we work with all sorts of people. We invite all sorts of people to try and access music as much as they want to do. Young people, old people, doesn't matter whether whether you're skilled at what you do, or whether you want to learn, or whether you want to get better, or you just want to enjoy yourself playing music. Making it accessible is the thing for us. That's what we're trying to do, and that's what we've been trying to do for the last basically since 2008. So I don't know how long that is now. That's probably,
12, nearly 13 years.
Yeah, something along those lines. So it's
and is that what the concept was?
Yeah,
way back when. Is that what the theme was, or was it developed over time? How's it worked?
Things have developed over time, but we've never lost sight of what it is that our sort of primary aim, if you like, which is about trying to make music as accessible as possible to anybody that wants to do it. That's what we're about, and hopefully once we get through this current situation that we're in, we'll be able to regroup and get going again with some new stuff as well, because we're developing for instance, we're developing a recording facility which we hope will become popular with people. Very, very happy with how that's going, and we've got various plans for different things. We have plans for new groups and new activities, which will be coming on stream, as I say, when we get back going again.
When it's safe to do so.
When it's safe to do so, yeah.
So some of the rooms, obviously, you've got a number of rooms up there. You've got look like 2 or 3 different rehearsal rooms, different settings, some drums. It's obviously when this place is full and it's busy, it must be absolutely rocking. The atmosphere must be brilliant with all of the stuff going on.
It's incredible. It's been really sad coming in and not having the noise and the sounds coming from all the different areas of the building. So you might, there's certain places you can stand and you can hear, somebody playing a classical guitar and somebody drumming and somebody doing bass guitar. Somebody might be singing, somebody might be playing the piano, there'll be somebody else playing the violin. But somehow that blend of sounds, even though they're not playing the same thing, just makes me feel really happy, because it's like a sign that things are happening and people are enjoying themselves. And
music means so much on so many different levels. Some people just, with the different genres of music that there is. And sometimes just the fact that there's all sorts of things going on. The noise might not make any sense, but it's the fact that it's a noise and somebody's getting some enjoyment out of it.
Completely, and that's the key to it, because music, it's not just about making music. It's about what it does for the individual. It's about improving their whole spirit, really, around music. And if you imagine a world where music didn't exist, it's very hard to imagine that. It's everywhere. You hear it in all sorts of different places and different ways. And I think it was such a shame that we haven't been able to play as much music over the last year and a bit. And it'd be nice to get that going again.
So looking forward to 2021 and a lot of activities that we know a lot of places are organising at the moment, because 2020 was a bit rubbish. 2021 is going to be the year where we can all regroup, we can all do these fantastic things, and we know that live music and music is going to be a big sort of part of that moving forwards with a lot of organisations that are doing things. Now I'm joined by Paul, Now, Paul, you're going to just tell us a little bit about the Hexham Band, which is a new project.
Absolutely, yeah. The Hexham Band actually started at the end of February 2020. We did our one and only performance on the bandstand in the Seal Park in Hexham, and then obviously we all got shut down just after it. So that was supposed to be the start of it. Now we've got we've been given some amazing funding from the Northumberland Cultural Fund, and in partnership with Core Music, the Hexham Band is a sort of new community music venture for the people of Hexham. It's a community band that can take anybody, all instruments, and what we want is we just want to get people playing, we want to get people involved, we want people to participate, and we want people to join in. We're aware that everybody's had a year where you've all been in the house, you can't communicate with people in the way that you'd like to, and we think that that's a real shame for the culture, for the local culture, for national culture, and the best thing that we can do is to participate in the arts and get going and get involved, everybody get involved. So we're going to be hopefully getting going in the Seal Park. It's going to be turning up, bring an instrument, come and join in. And it's kind of looking forward.
And can people come watch, or is it just for the musicians, or is it for other people to enjoy?
I'm hoping that as many people want to get involved as possible, but I think part of being involved is also being an active audience member. So come down and watch, see what happens. I've got no idea what's going to happen. I'm hoping that something, this will turn into a really big thing. But if it ends up with me and a couple of people playing some tunes on the bandstand, then that'll be a nice thing.
And what types of music are you hoping there's going to be, or is it open to whatever anybody wants to bring?
I think at the minute it's about what people are going to bring. Bring yourself, bring your instrument, and I'll provide resources and starting points of musical ideas that we can get going on. This literally is for everybody. I want experts who've played music for years, and I want people who can play one note and have just bought a ukulele. Come down, come and join in.
Fantastic. I mean, I love music. I have a bit of eclectic taste, but it all depends on my mood. So if I'm driving late at night on a long distance drive, there'll be a bit of music that I'll always put on, and that might be a classical bit of music. I don't actually like classical music, but there's a couple of bits that are just sort of resonate, and you think it means something, and other people will be like, "What are you listening to that for?"
Yeah, well,
it triggers memories.
Well, that's it. That's it. And it's also about that you don't have to like everything. I have heard people say, I don't like folk music, but you see, people haven't heard every bit of folk music there is, so how do you know you don't like it? There might be something in there that you think, actually, I do like that. So I just like to think of it as music, generally, rather than put it into categories. So saying I don't like jazz, I don't like classical, I don't like folk, whatever, just listen to the music and just enjoy what you like. And it's just, you don't have to like something just because other people do.
Look at the charts over the last 2-3 weeks. I mean, who would have thought 6 months ago that a sea shanty would have been then remixed and then got to the top of the chart?
Absolutely, yes, it's everywhere.
Yeah. You've got the shop here, and I know you're doing some work and things out there. Yeah. You've got a real mix of instruments and some colours I've never even seen before. Of instruments and different things. So do you sell them? Are they new? Do you do second-hand? How does it work? How does the shop operate?
Basically, when we first started, the idea was to have the shop as part of to raise money to help subsidise other activities. Now, if you bear in mind when we did start, it was in 2008, which was the start of the financial crash. So it didn't really kind of take off in the way that we thought, but we persevered with it, and the shop's just become a kind of an add-on thing to what we do. It's a big part of what we do as well, because it does help us to raise much needed funds to keep going, and that's a good way of doing it, rather than having to apply for lots of grants. It's nice to have an income stream that we can.
I suppose it brings in a different range of people as well.
It does bring in new people, but also it supports the people that are coming in for lessons as well. So if you imagine, people often would come in, pick up a couple of plectrums and a packet of strings, that sort of thing. Maybe have a look at a new instrument while we're here. They're thinking about, we've got a birthday coming up, Christmas is coming up. I'll have a look at that, keep my eye on that, all that sort of thing. And of course, we can offer that sort of personalised service as well, because the shop never gets hugely busy. Sometimes it's reasonably busy, but it's not like a city centre kind of operation where there's people in and out all the time. So we can focus more on the customer service side of things and try and give the proper advice and try and look after people and see them right the way through their journey.
Yeah.
I've had young children who come for lessons here. They start when they're about maybe 6 or 7 or whatever, and they start with a little, you know, a little classical guitar, for instance, for lessons, something not dissimilar to that kind of thing, that sort of thing there. And they get going on that, and then they get to about 11 or 12. They're still coming for lessons, but they've decided that they want to do something a little bit different, so they maybe branch out into folk or pop or something like that. So they want to get a new guitar, so they trade that one in that they've bought from us in the first place, and we sort them out with something else, their next level, and then it just goes from there. But we try and look after people through their journey, and it becomes a relationship rather than just a customer. It's like a kind of, I know most of the people that come in here by their first name and stuff like that, so it's a very kind of, it's a very human sort of thing, I think. And
You've got a personal journey as well.
It is, and it's great. And the other thing that happens is during the summer holidays, because we don't tend to do as much during the summer holidays, but when the kids come back after the summer holidays, a lot of them are so much taller than they were when we last saw them, and that's always
not just their trousers don't fit.
Exactly,
the guitar.
It's a fascination for me for that, which is great. But it's not just about young people as well. We actually have had lots of older people who have got started for the first time playing an instrument. You know, maybe they've had, you know, they might have played something when they were younger, but they've had to stop because of family and work and all that kind of thing. Get to a certain point, think, actually, I'd love to take that up again. So they come in and we sort them out with some lessons and we get them going, and it's great just to see people coming and going away with a smile on their face and looking forward to when they come in the next time and all that kind of stuff. So
Well, fingers crossed 2021
absolutely
will be a bit better than 2020.
Yeah.
If people wanted to get in touch or drop a line, have you got are you on social media?
Yes,
you
we
got a
are.
website?
Yeah,
How
we've
does
got
that work?
website is coremusic.co.uk. Our Facebook page is core.music.cic, because we're a community interest company. We're on Twitter as well at Core Music Hexham, and email info@coremusic.co.uk, and the telephone number 01434 601 993. So all of those methods will get you in touch with somebody here who'll be able to help.
And for the wonders of modern technology, all of this information will be appearing along the bottom of the screen. They say that.
Excellent. Yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing
Pleasure.
having a look around the building,
Probably,
and you know, fingers crossed when we get out of this, the musical heart will start beating again in the building.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time.
Pleasure. No problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you.